Hey, Miss Washington, Gary Collins of Fox 45 News. Our team learned Washington was in court in Frederick County for unrelated traffic violations. We tried to speak to her about her social media account. How are you? Quick question: Why are you connecting individuals to squatter houses on your social
following
media?
me to court is crazy.
Miss Washington, you can record us, but I'm very curious why you're following.
Do y'all see that? Get away from me before I clock you. I'm not playing with you.
Before you clock me, Miss Washington?
Get on my face.
So why are you...
Could you get on my face? Get on my face. Get on my face.
Why
Get on my
are you
face.
connecting people?
Get on my face.
Why are you connecting people?
What you talking about? I don't play like that. Y'all running down on me and all that. Don't play with me.
I'm a...
You talking about? And you a dummy.
No clear answer what Kiana Washington's role may be in online squatting networks in Maryland.
Boy, we got to talk about a wild story out of Baltimore, Maryland. That I think is a great example of what happens when you have Democrats running your state, running your city, and they have these soft on crime, and in this case, soft on stealing homes laws, right? AKA squatter laws that are just so laughable that scammers have figured out how to exploit the laws in order to basically take over people's homes that they don't own and then allow squatters to live in the homes for a big fee, right? A very big fee. And there's nothing that the homeowners can really do about it, at least not in a timely manner, due to the fact that, again, the laws are weak. And I want to explain to you guys how this scam works so that you guys kind of understand what's going on here before we get into this investigative journalism that, honestly, shout out to Fox 45 out of Baltimore and their journalist that is doing this, because, again, this is the type of journalism that really should be appreciated more, okay? Because this is how change happens, highlighting this type of stuff. But the way that it works is that it's called the squatter social media scam. So the scammers who use platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Marketplace, or WhatsApp to publicly advertise vacant homes, right? And these are often labeled as squatter homes. So what happens is that they will post photos, they will offer to do tours, they will even hand over keys and fake lease agreements and charge between $1,500 and $7,500 for these unauthorized arrangements. So basically what they do is that they find these empty homes, they watch construction or listing sites, they break into the property that is vacant, they change the locks, and then they post videos and advertising tours for prospective squatters. So everybody involved in this knows that this is a scam, right? They all know that it's illegal. That's the wild part about it. I'm going to show you guys. And then the scammers, they distribute fake lease agreements that, basically allow them to present the agreement to the police, okay, when they come to the property to try to kick them out. They present the lease to the police, and essentially that allows them to stay, because once they present that lease, it's not a criminal matter anymore. It is a civil matter in the eyes of the state and local law, which means that basically the squatters are pegged as residents. And even if they kind of know that, again, this person's a squatter that is not legit, because they have a fake lease, again, this is not treated as a criminal thing, okay? So basically, they have to go through the legal system. They have to go through a long process that could take years to get some of these squatters out of these homes. And this has become so prevalent that Fox 45 Baltimore, again, they dedicated an investigative journalism series to exposing these scammers, right, and these scams. And I want to go ahead and play a clip that kind of explains some real life examples of how this works. Take a look.
Disputes between property owners, accused squatters, and a possible underground fraud network have a property agent speaking out about his fight to regain control of the house he manages.
Spotlight on Maryland's Gary Collins investigates how squatting may be costing people millions of dollars in legal fees and damages.
Social media group after group, ad after ad inside encrypted text message chains lists addresses throughout Baltimore available for what posters claim are last resort housing options or squatter homes. Spotlight on Maryland has been investigating for weeks tips from property owners and investors who are stepping forward with their story for the first time.
You guys deliver.
After viewing one video posted on Instagram a week ago,
Lots of insurance. Door closes, please. Upstairs we go.
Spotlight on Maryland tracked down the property's management agent.
She wanted a 3-bedroom because she had kids.
We opened the lockbox. We went with the key to the door, started opening or trying to open the door. That's when we realized that the locks have been changed.
Asking only to be referred to as John due to fear for his safety, he says soon after the video was posted, the nightmare over a Northwest Baltimore home he manages began.
We knocked on the door. A lady opens the door and says, "What do you want? This is my property." And then we called the police. The police came out. She came out again, showed a fake lease, and now she's living inside of her property.
Baltimore police policy orders officers to stand down when the department receives calls for squatters, even if a lease appears to be falsified. John did provide us a copy of the landlord management company agreement executed between him and the property owner. John's attorney filed a wrongful detainer lawsuit in Baltimore City District Court to get the sheriff's office to assist with removing the occupants from the property. This process could take years.
Life can change in an instant. One moment you're fine, the next, well, everything is different. You're left with questions, with pain, with the feeling that you've been wrong, and the system, well, it feels like it is built against you. This is why you need somebody that's on your side, somebody that understands, somebody that will fight for you. At Morgan & Morgan, they're not just lawyers, they're advocates. They're here to give you a voice when yours feels lost. They've recovered billions for people just like you. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, takes on all types of injury cases from car accidents to medical malpractice. They fight for your rights and the compensation that you deserve if you become their client so that you can focus on healing. They've achieved significant verdicts over the past few months for the victims involved in life-altering car crashes, like out in Florida, a $12 million verdict, which was over 34 times the highest insurance offer. And they work on a contingency fee basis, which means that you don't pay unless you win. It's really that simple, to be honest with you. So you can start your claim now with Morgan & Morgan at forthepeople.com/blackconservative, which will be in the description below, right? The link will be in the description below, or you can scan the QR code on the screen with your phone's camera. Yeah, so again, the worst part about this is that it doesn't matter if the lease appears to be falsified, right? There's nothing that the police can really do about it. And on top of that, the squatters know, like, they know that, yeah, I'm doing something that I probably shouldn't be doing, but it's almost as if they feel entitled to the home, even though they know that they don't really belong there, that they're stealing somebody's home. They don't care.
Hi there, my name is Gary Collins. I'm with Fox 45 News. How are you?
Hi.
Hey, can we chat with you for a bit?
Fine, that's fine.
We knocked on John's property's door to speak with its occupants. I'm being told that you are not the owner, you're a squatter of this property. Is that accurate? After several minutes, Monica, a pseudonym for the occupant who identified herself, asked further about her story. So the owners of the property are here and they're saying that you guys aren't lawful tenants. Monica and her partner came outside and spoke with John, the property owner, about the disagreement, then spoke with Spotlight on Maryland. So how did you get involved in this property?
I was told by, I wouldn't say a third, probably like a second party, about this girl who had properties on, at the time, Facebook Marketplace. I guess her Facebook Marketplace made it to more social medias, more networks, and more pockets, I guess.
We asked Monica about the ad.
She's advertising squatter homes. Like, she does this for a certain fee, and she'll move you into somebody's property that's not yours, which is about my case.
Are you concerned that now you're in a situation where probably in the foreseeable future, you guys are going to have to find another place to live after spending thousands?
Well, I know that's what's going to happen, but God has always got my back. And when you don't do things to people, your blessings will come. So making sure he's blessed back with his home the same way it was left, that's going to make sure that I'm good and make sure God keeps blessing me.
Yeah, stuff like that is how you get atheists, right? I mean, come on. She's essentially making a mockery out of faith, out of religion, essentially claiming that God is blessing her while she is stealing homes, right? Knowingly staying in a home that she does not own, right? She doesn't own. She knows she doesn't have the proper permission to be there, but she doesn't care. She basically sees this as a blessing, right? Divine intervention. Okay. Yeah. Again, she's making a mockery out of faith. So with that being said, we got to talk about this very recent story in which this investigative journalist, he caught up with a woman, as you can see here. We have the stereotypical specimen, okay, for this story that allegedly is running one of these scams, okay? And she dared him to do an interview with her, right? And he actually pulled up, right? He pulled up like a real one, and she lost her mind. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this.
Well, speaking of the heat, squatting has become a hot topic in Maryland over the past month. In a heated exchange, Spotlight on Maryland's Gary Collins spoke with one woman who has been posting ads on social media that allegedly connect individuals to what the woman calls online squatter homes.
Like to get insurance.
Spotlight on Maryland has been reviewing social media advertisements, videos, and posts allegedly connecting unauthorized occupants or squatters to properties throughout the region for a one-time fee. What's your experience with squatting?
It's an epidemic. It's insane. It's insane.
It's becoming an epidemic.
It is a crisis.
After investigating for more than a month, we tied Baltimore area resident Kanaya Washington to one of the social media accounts using information we obtained from alleged squatters that pointed to her. In one instance, her name was even listed on a leasing document an occupant provided to us. When we reached out in May, Washington said any videos she posted did not depict anything illegal. She added that she categorically denied any unlawful entry or inappropriate access to any property. Meanwhile, on Monday, Washington posted on her social media account asking for an interview.
Gary Collins, how come you don't want to do an interview now, but you only wanted to do an interview when I was portrayed to look like a monster? You don't want to interview me? Let's talk about governance in the city.
Hey, Miss Washington, Gary Collins of Fox 45 News. Our team learned Washington was in court in Frederick County for unrelated traffic violations. We tried to speak to her about her social media account. How are you? Quick question: Why are you connecting individuals to squatter houses on your social
following
media?
me to court is crazy.
Miss Washington, you can record us, but I'm very curious why you're following.
Do y'all see that? Get away from me before I clock you. I'm not playing with you.
Before you clock me, Miss Washington?
Get on my face.
So why are you...
Could you get on my face? Get on my face. Get on my face.
Why
Get on my
are you
face.
connecting people?
Get on my face.
Why are you connecting people?
What you talking about? I don't play like that.
Y'all running down on me and all that. Don't play with me.
Ew. Right? Ew. And she got that stank walk too. she got that stank walk too. Oh. Ugh, I just want to throw up, bro. This is a large. This is a higher calorie specimen here, who is engaging in stereotypically ghetto behavior. Okay, my boy, and I'm calling him my boy because he reminds me of the journalist out in Chicago, right? Who confronts Brandon Johnson all the time, right? Yeah, my boy Gary Collins here. He's doing the Lord's work, right? I mean, he's been a real journalist. She said, pull up, and he pulled up. Right, he said, "Okay, bet." Right, you in court, okay? Which again doesn't surprise me. Criminals, right? Always in court, okay? Always, in trouble with the law, okay? Whether it be unpaid speeding tickets or whatever, right? These people just, are always in trouble. But anyways, he said, "Okay, cool. I'm gonna pull up for an interview," and then she want to get mad and she want to get upset by something that she went on social media and she dared him to pull up. She taunted him, right? She taunted him for not doing the interview, right? And he said, "Okay, cool." And now all of a sudden she want to get mad. She want to get upset. Yeah. So to me, I mean, she acting real guilty, right? That's kind of what's going on here, right? She acting real guilty. She real upset. So, I mean, it's one of those things where it's a damn shame where individuals like this are just walking around, free, right? Again, this is all alleged, so I'm not making any accusations, but I mean, come on, right? I mean, the police can't do anything about it because the soft on squatting laws that are present within the state and locally, right? And that's the problem here. These individuals openly do this. They do it on social media. Is not right. Okay. They know that, again, what they're doing is not okay, but they do it anyways. And, legally speaking, there's not that much that can be done about it, at least not immediately. And that's why they're allowed to get away with it, right? They don't treat the individuals who are running these scams as scammers, right? As fraudsters, right? They're not holding these people accountable. And that's the biggest problem. That's the biggest problem. This woman is just walking around. She don't care. She has no worries in the world really about being arrested or anything like that because she knows she can get away with it. Okay? The criminals have basically found a loophole in the laws and they're exploiting it. And it's so blatant and in your face. And that's really the saddest part about this story. It's so blatant. They're not even trying to hide it. Not even trying to hide it.
You a dummy.
No clear answer what Kiana Washington's role may be in online squatting networks in Maryland. What we do know is officials acknowledge how social media is fueling squatting, including Baltimore Mayor Brandon Scott.
This is not a new issue for Baltimore or for the state of Maryland. And what is different, though, is that these folks are doing the advertisement for these things online, which we are looking at if there are ways to hold them responsible legally in that way.
Maryland's squatting issue has also caught the eye of Governor Wes Moore. What's your administration doing to address this, particularly considering other governors are taking immediate action now?
Yeah, well, I think you're seeing how in Maryland we're taking immediate action as well. I mean, we're working with all of our partners to be able to ensure that people can be safe, that people can be secure, and that laws are being followed. And so I don't think that there is not a single person or partner that we're not working with to be able to address the issue.
You ain't doing a damn thing. They're not doing a damn thing, right? I mean, what they're doing is they're giving lip service to it, but it's happening, right? And it's happening at such a crazy frequency that, again, even the news, again, they have new videos every single week, right? With new cases going on, right? I mean, the news, they're basically showing you what's happening. And you're not doing a damn thing about it. You are not treating this with the urgency that it should be treated with. Because, I mean, let's be real. Imagine being one of these real estate owners, right? An owner of the property, and you're in one of these situations where you can't really do anything about these individuals in your house, right? You can't really kick them out. You got to go through this long, drawn-out process, and guess what? You're losing money. You're losing money. And then the place gets trashed, right? All of the upgrades that you did to the property and things of that nature, they get damaged. And you don't get any type of compensation for it, right? So, it's videos like this that make real estate a very unattractive investment nowadays, right? I think back in the day, real estate used to be great. But I think nowadays, compared to some other opportunities, I think real estate, unless you're in it for like the depreciation, okay, and things of that nature, it's just a headache, man. It really is, okay? And stories like this is exactly what I'm talking about.
Meanwhile, homeowners, contractors, developers, and property owners are left picking up the pieces and dealing with the lasting impact of alleged squatting.
Trash, food, all over the house. You can bother putting a trash bin.
We are going to continue to follow social media accounts claiming to connect unauthorized occupants to last resort squatter homes for a fee. We will also continue to press government officials for answers, and we'll also examine how squatting in Maryland is potentially harming people just like you. I'm Gary Collins with Spotlight on Maryland.
Yeah. So again, this guy deserves an award, right? This is what journalism used to be, right? We need to see more of this. This is great. This is awesome, okay? Get this guy a raise, okay? He's potentially putting himself in some dangerous situations because, some of these people, they'll, again, like you saw earlier in this video, they'll lose their cool. They'll get mad. They get upset. They start attacking you and all types of crazy stuff, right? Like this right here, again, this individual right here, I mean, this guy he's not a very big guy, but this is a very big woman, right? She's huge. Okay. So I don't know. I don't know if this got real physical. I'm not sure how it would go down exactly. But, when you're dealing with these types of specimens right here, yeah. You got to have some cojones, right? To be pulling up to these random houses and confronting these individuals about staying in places that they don't belong. So, again, this is what happens when you have Democrats in charge, right? This is what happens when you don't have politicians, lawmakers who take this stuff seriously and do something about it immediately. In Florida, the Republicans, they did something about it immediately, right? They didn't just let a bunch of stories continue to go viral and do nothing about it. No, they did something about it almost immediately. And now they have some of the toughest squatting laws. And hopefully you see some other states, particularly red states, follow suit. Again, I don't have faith in these blue states, right? Because a lot of these Democrats, they believe that, the squatters are poor and the scammers are poor. They're so-called people of color, so therefore we can't punish them for these white-collar crimes, right? These aren't violent crimes, so therefore we have to go easy on them. We have to give them a slap on the wrist, right? Which is why the laws are soft in the first place, right? The laws are soft in the first place because they know that the people who are doing this likely are oppressed, right? According to their woke ideology. And that's why they want to go soft on them, right? Well, they're entitled to steal homes because, the white man, they benefited from generational wealth, right? That so-called people of color hadn't benefited from. And because they stole all the wealth, right? Therefore, hey, you got these so-called people of color, these squatters, the poor people, they're entitled to it, right? They're entitled to it for a little bit before the law enforcement, before authorities actually get involved, right? I think that's kind of the logic behind some of these soft on squatting laws that honestly, again, this should never happen in this country. Property rights are an essential part. It's a fundamental part of what makes America America, and stuff like this is anti-American. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.